Today we're going to look at run-on sentences. You know, like, have you ever seen a sentence that goes on and on and on with no particular point or any hope of ending anytime soon in the somewhat near future? You know, one of those sentences that ramble just like one of these? Yeah, or that long-winded professor you have to listen to every week. Run-on sentences, when punctuation fails to happen to the long-winded among us. One of the most common errors I've found so far in student papers come with run-on sentences. Some students seem to not understand when and where to use proper punctuation, and thus their sentences might go on for several paragraphs even. A run-on sentence happens when two independent clauses run together without the proper punctuation. So obviously, proper punctuation can help solve these sentence flaws. You might ask, what types of punctuation can you use? Use a period or another ending point of punctuation, a question mark, an exclamation point, probably even maybe a semicolon, to set off independent clauses from one another. Here's something that's wrong. The indicted police chief submitted his resignation. The mayor accepted it gratefully. You can correct it by breaking it into two sentences. You can also correct it by using a semicolon between resignation and the. That's when you have the two independent clauses, but you're using the semicolon to join them. You can also separate two independent clauses with a semicolon if the clauses are joined by a transitional expression or if they're closely related. You can read the example below. And you'll note how the semicolon joined the sentences and the word however joined the clauses. You can also separate two independent clauses with a comma and the coordinating conjunction. As you may remember from the comma lecture, I've mentioned the word fanboys, for and not, but, or, yet, and so. Here's an example. My mother's name is Marta, and my father's name is George. You're taking two independent clauses and joining them with a comma and the coordinating conjunction. Or this one, woodpeckers look for insects in trees, but they do not intentionally destroy live trees. You can also make one clause dependent on the other by adding a subordinating conjunction. Examples might be when, wherever, until, till, after, while, once, where, wherever, if, because, as, since, so that, then, as if, etc. There's a whole list of them in one of my textbooks that I'd be happy to share upon request. This sentence is incorrect. The beavers dammed up the river. The rise in the water level destroyed the trees. But you can correct it by saying, when the beavers dammed up the river, the rise in the water level destroyed the trees. You can also make one clause into a phrase containing an ing ending and attach it to the remaining independent clause. Wrong. The salmon swim upstream. They jump over huge dams to reach their destinations. You can correct it by saying salmon swim upstream, jumping over huge dams to reach their destinations. And that concludes our discussion of run-on sentences. I hope this will help you with your papers.